Okay, so we're all plugged in. Just got ourselves fully set up here. Oh, apparently my glasses need cleaning. It's not going to help anything. Need to see. Just a second. I have the dog licking my face, so got a little of the tongue action on my glasses, but looks like we're good now. Just a little wire tangling. Okay, looks like that's good. And just a reminder, anybody who's interested, I am posting gradually all the VODs on YouTube with timestamps on them. So if that interests you, that is an option. Okay, so we're off to down Warren. And that's the way I want to go here. The safe way is around. I could also just cut to the right. Have I meditated recently? Yeah, I have. Alright. Let me just run through and run past any critters that show up. Yeah, so far so good. Nothing there. Surprised, pleasantly. Already killed the bandits who lived here. That's why nothing's glowing. Oh, apparently I missed a little bit of my loot when I killed them earlier. I forget what's over there. I feel like it's an all-ghoul, but not 100% sure. If I can see it, where'd it go? Yeah, I feel like that's what it is. Just not a money stump. Oops. I can't remember what level he is though. It should be in my should be in my Witcher contracts. Let's see, Jenny of the Woods, Merry Window. 12. Possibly doable, but not in a great urgent need to do that one. I think it's generally better to do the stuff that's close to your level, just so you get more out of it, XP wise. Oh, he's standing, so he won't ignore me now. Oh, actually, before I talk to you, I wonder if I can sell to the merchant even when he's asleep. I feel like I probably can. Oh, I can't. Oh. Let's wake him up. Wonder if that's enough time. Oh, hey Christian. Sorry, I didn't notice you there. How you doing? How's life going? I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good.
Milk, freshly curdled milk. Show me what you...
Was playing a lot of Last of Us, but you know the variety there is pretty limited, and I hadn't played this game in quite a while, so it's fun to get back to it. All right, that crap is out of the way.
So long.
Game turns you around. I don't know why it turns you around when you go into those little interactions. So I don't think you can fuck up this conversation, but well, I have to redo things.
Greetings. Nice village.
Aye,
A real pearl of the swamps.
if you say so.
You get by all right?
Aye, winter to winter. Somehow we survive.
Recognize this dagger?
Does he ever?
Aye, Master. I didn't know you belonged to them.
Yeah, that's true. Things could always be worse. What was my final verdict? I feel like I need to play it again to, like, have a firm opinion on it. I played through it twice. I liked it. Is it as good as Witcher 3? No. It's simply not. I didn't really expect it to be. You know, this is the third iteration of something. You should improve as you go forward. I think it's a good game. I think it's worth playing. I thought the combat was fun. If you ignore all the technical issues, which is generally what people complained about the most, I think there's a lot of good writing in it. I think it's an interesting presentation of that kind of world. Are there things I would have liked that aren't there? Sure. Some of that is just personal preference. Some of that is, I feel like if they'd spent a little more time, that might have happened. But, you know, grand scheme of things, yeah, I think it's a game that's worth playing. I don't know if it's... Depends what you're going to play it on, though. If you have a good PC, it's worth playing now. If you don't have a good PC, I think you probably still want to wait for console. PS5 and the latest Xbox, it's mostly okay, although I hear it still has frequent crashing problems, but I wouldn't touch it on a PS4 or an Xbox One yet. But yeah, if you have a good gaming PC, which I do, like I barely had any problems at all playing it from the outset. So yeah, you take the technical problems away, like, you know, you can complain about anything, but generally speaking, it's a good effort. I'm looking forward to the DLC whenever that happens. And yeah, so there are things I could complain about, but I think on the whole, it's a good game. I don't really like giving games scores because, you know, what does really 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, what does that really mean, right? I mean, IGN gives everything a 10 out of 10, so scores don't mean a whole lot. But I think if you like story content, I think the story content is good. Not great, but good. I think the combat is fun. It's hard for me to compare it to a hardcore shooter. I don't think you should. That's not really what it is. It's an RPG with shooter elements. But I found it fun, and I thought there was a decent variety there for you to mess around with. So, yeah, that was a very long answer to that question, but no, those are kind of my raw thoughts. I actually was going to review the game, but I never wound up finishing it. I felt like a lot has already been said, and it's probably better to wait for the game to be fixed before really doing that. Yeah.
Don't belong to anyone. Down to business. I want to get this done quickly.
Ah, so that's how it's to be.
I'm supposed to help solve your problem. Tell me what it is. Just the essentials.
The war awoke an ancient power. An evil one that feeds on bloodshed. Nightmares haunt our nights and days. Folks sleepwalk from their homes, never to return. Under the tree on the Whispering Hillock they lie. Unburied all. Fathers, sons, daughters, and mothers. Folk are afeared to move them. You must go there. The dark powers must be cast off.
Yeah, it's yeah, comparing it to Witcher 3 is not fair. I agree 100%. Not only is it the best example of a fantasy RPG, I don't think you can even argue that. But, you know, Cyberpunk 2077 is trying to do something very, very different. You know, it is a future dystopia that's very unlike a fantasy world like this. You're doing different things. Not only that, in this game, you are Geralt. You have a set protagonist. He has a history. He has connections with people in the story that matter. In Cyberpunk, they try to make it so you're not an everyman. You do sort of have set origins, but you're much more your own character, or at least that's the idea. And you're establishing relationships. So it's quite different. Probably the kind of game to compare it to. It's not even Mass Effect 2, because Mass Effect Shepard is a much more defined character. So I would think a game like Dragon Age Origins or Dragon Age Inquisition, of like games I played, is probably the right comparison. And it is a better game than Inquisition, as far as I'm concerned. Origins, I mean, that's such an old game, right? So it's hard to compare. But I think that's probably more the level you're looking at. There's a lot of things to like about Dragon Age Origins, but it does leave you wanting more, at least it does for me. But yeah, you've got great performances. But I mean, you have to be happy with the tone too. Cyberpunk has a very like downer tone. I don't think everyone likes that. You know, most gamers want a happy story, a happy ending, and that's not really what that's about. So you're already making life hard on yourself as a developer when you're going for something that's... and I mean, you can see how poorly that can turn out, right? Like Last of Us 2. Granted, the writing in that is garbage, but if you go for that downer ending, you are looking at turning some people off who are like, no, I want to be the hero. I want to fix everything. Or at least fix as much as I can. Yeah, you know, you might be onto something there. Having a set, at least to some extent, having sort of a set character on some level does seem to ultimately lead to, or it can lead to better results. Although I do think it depends how much variation you build into it. I think one of the great things about Dragon Age Origins, which I don't know if you've played or not, you may not have, is there's a ton of variety going within the intro and some variety after the intro, and so that makes the experience pretty unique. That is kind of fun. Whereas you play a game like this, everyone's Geralt. Yeah, you're a version of Geralt, but that's who you are. And oh yeah, it's... See, here's the thing. So Last of Us 2, it looks beautiful. It's a beautiful looking game, and the combat's fine. I prefer the combat in the first game, but you know, the second game it's not terrible by any means. But yeah, the story is garbage, and that really just sucks all the joy out of playing it. I play you may or may not know this. I played it 4 times because I think first impressions, good or bad, can be unfair. And yeah, the more I played it, the more irritated I got. And even though the game is like 20-25 hours, it feels longer than Witcher 3. It feels like, especially the Abbey portion, it feels like you're never, ever going to get out of that game. And you're like, can I just get through this misery, please? Can I just stop getting beat with, you know, 14-year-old edgelord writing? Pretty please. And apparently the answer to that is no, you
when
can't.
Did all this start?
3 year back. I
Yeah, that's really sad.
'Twas a warm day. Went to check the snares for game. Pulled the hair from me trap. It grew dark all of a sudden, though it was nigh on noontime. Thought it was a storm at first. A squeal pierced the air, near burst me ears. The hair rotted in me hands, and the leaves shriveled and yellowed, though it were yet the start of summer. Times have been ill ever since. Folks' teeth turned black as charcoal. Women folk fight like polecats, bawling and brawling over nothing. The young'uns, born crippled, lame, fear and cursing. Long have we pled for the lady's help.
I forget which one I asked him. I think I said more details. Or did I say how long? Fuck me. Yeah, no, that game, it was such a huge disappointment. And I was curious to see what would happen with the fan base, because when it came out, there was a pretty big fight between those who liked it and those who didn't. But I thought ultimately the game was so terrible. Ultimately, those who disliked it would win. Let me just... I think if I asked this already, I'll skip through it.
When did all this start?
Can't remember which option I
3
picked.
year back.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's the one I asked. Okay.
The young'un...
Alright, there we go.
Need more details.
You must see for yourself. Me grand's mum whacked me crosswise for straying near the Whispering Hillock. But what happens there now is a wonder.
A few times folk from round here gathered to chop down the trees and burn the cursed soil back to use. None returned. The ground neath the weeds is white with human bones.
Yeah, one of the things about this game is it's such a great game, but like you were saying, it takes so much time. You kind of have to set aside a block where you really feel like relaxing and playing it. This is the first time I played the game in about 9 months, so quite a while.
Ladies of the Wood don't know what this power is.
They know all. Old Thekla claimed they'd be punishing us. Folks stopped respecting them. Some even call them witches. But must not be they, for they sent you.
I'll look around the Whispering Hillock.
You be careful, Master Witcher. Don't ye treat this evil light.
There we go. But yeah, when it comes to assessing any game, a lot of it is very much on what you as a player want in a game. You know, for some people, all that matters is shooting things, hitting things. You know, nothing else really matters. But I try not to. But the thing is, I play so few games. I have to get excited about something, and so I do tend to get hyped about. Of course, there's literally no games with a set date right now that I'm actually interested in, like 0. And most of my friends have like dozens of games. They're like, oh man, there's so many games I want to play. I was like, I don't know what that's like. You know, 2020 was the first time I think in my life, or pretty close to it, where there were 2 games I actually wanted. And oh, for fuck's sake, Geralt, would you stop that? And yeah, Last of Us 2 was a freaking disaster, and I like Cyberpunk, but it was hard to enjoy that game properly because of all the hubbub about the condition that it was released in. You know, which didn't affect me directly, but indirectly. It was just like endless bitching and moaning, and I understand why. If I was, no, for fuck's sake, if I had bought it on a console, especially something like PS4, and it wasn't working, yeah, that would piss me off. I mean, why wouldn't it? But it really did, like, you know, the kind of discussion you want to have. Oh shit, she's like level 20 something. I couldn't remember what level she was. Let us move on. But yeah, it's hard to like engage in an interesting discussion with people if they're just complaining about their game crashing. Like you can understand it, but it just doesn't give you anything to latch on to. So I was streaming it quite regularly for about 2 months, and I didn't have people coming in to shit on it or anything like that. It was just all you would hear was just people complaining and complaining and complaining. Eventually, you just get tired of it and like, man, I want to play my game. Fuck off.
Looks like rain.
I only had one friend who was playing it at the time, and we both really enjoyed it. But it's always a little more exciting when there's more people. That's right, Geralt. The fang bites. Well done. Oh, what's under my feet? That's just candles? Isn't that a box? No, it's just candles. Okay. There's a werewolf coming up. I don't know if he attacks me here or not. Do you think, I mean, as Elder Scrolls, isn't that going to be like 3,000 years from now? Because Bethesda's like, nah, you're going to keep paying for Skyrim, so why make something new? Otherwise, now I'm not, for me, I didn't care much for Skyrim. I liked how it looked when it came out. Beautiful looking game. But other than that, you know, I found it kind of boring. Same with Oblivion. Just the story wasn't compelling to me. Although I've heard a lot of people say, like, don't play it vanilla, and I was playing it vanilla. Despite BioWare's constant punching itself in the face, I would like Dragon Age 4 to be good. I have no reason to think it will be, but I would like it to be. Let's see, what have we got for the werewolf? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'll be 50, and I'll be pushing up the daisies. Yeah, Bethesda's like, psh. It's like the GTA 6 or something like that. Like, what do you need to make it for? GTA 5, you can just make money off of that for the rest of your company's existence. It's not like anyone else is going to make a game like that. Developers are too scared about offending people. That is actually one thing I'll say about Cyberpunk. I do feel like CDPR pulled back a little bit on pushing the envelope. I think execs or investors are just a little too leery about people in the press being upset about things, and so they pulled back. Werewolves are cursed, right? I think so. I'm not saying they did it, they fully gave up on it, but I was like, you guys could have been edgier if you really wanted to. Yeah, they're cursed. Okay. And I mean, Witcher 4, obviously. I'm expecting that to be an RPG, and I think that'll be fantastic. You already did the open world thing, or sorry, a create your own character thing with Cyberpunk, so you've got that practice in-house. Yeah, I've never played any of the GTA games. Wait, is my music on? I wonder if I'm getting the sound bug again. Maybe. So put the cursed oil on. Is there anything else I want to take here? But yeah, so for me, none of them have any dates. But Dragon Age 4, whatever Mass Effect game they're gonna make, I have no interest in playing the refurbished Mass Effect trilogy. That just looks like a pretty boring money grab to me. And a Witcher game, and whatever sequel Cyberpunk gets, because it will get a sequel. But like all those things, even though they're all happening, there's no date, so there's nothing for me to really latch onto. And it certainly seems like for Naughty Dog, they killed the Last of Us franchise, so a Last of Us 3 seems impossible. I could be wrong about that, but what possible? Why is that useful? Alright, let's just see if we're... I mean, yeah. I mean, the graphics of this game to me are quite nice, but... You're not supposed to jump through that, you nimnard. Get burnt. How did that miss? That missed too. Some horseshit right here. Oh no, it did. He did burn. Okay. I don't know if poison affects him, but I hate whiffing on bombs. But yeah, I those things I would be genuinely excited for. But I just have no idea when that's going to happen. Meridian, Dragon's Dream, Puffball. Yeah, it's just not a great game. You hate to say it, but it's not. Oh, he is affected by poisoning. Excellent. Ow. Did you come here, you nimnard? I took so much damage from my own poison there. I was trying to, Igni, and apparently I did not. Oh, this is bad. Just to move around, because he heals, that's the problem. Ow. It's like none of those hit. I might die here. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to go back and fight him again. I need my bombs back. Oh, it's so annoying. Alright, let's eat some dried fish and then meditate. Missing with that bomb. Because of his healing and how weak my sword attacks are, it's just no other option. Frickin' werewolves. In a few levels I won't have to worry about that, but right now... But yeah, like I said, man, I played it 4 times. The last thing you want is for people to say, hey, you need to give it another chance, and, your expectations are too high, or whatever, but, yeah, like I said, that's the same for me. Just nothing is imminent at all. Now, one plus for me, the DLC for Cyberpunk, whenever that happens, in the next 6 to 12 months, will actually probably be pretty substantial. So hopefully that'll be good. But that's about it near term. That's part of why I came back to this game. You know, I'd only ever played it once on Deathmarch. I didn't stream that. I love this game. It's fantastic. And it's hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And you can always, you know, even though in terms of choices, the number of meaningful ones are relatively small, you can still go with different builds. You can do things in different orders. You know, there is some variety that you can use for it. So I think my approach for him, I think, is perfectly fine. And he's still a little bit wounded. That was a good dodge. Okay. What in the F? Ah, he dodged it. Fuck you, you stupid thing. We'll wait a minute for him to move. I don't know how to get out of this bomb throwing. And that went away. That's bad. This certainly has a lot of similarities with D&D for sure. It didn't cast. I hate when he does that with Yurden. Oh, this is good. This is good. He's badly hurt. That's what I mean about like getting a good bomb throw. Yeah, get fucked. There we go. Look at that. 3 bombs and he's dead.
Show yourself.
That's what's so funny about these builds like this. Yeah, it has a lot of similarities. You know, the main difference is you're not making a character. You're playing as someone who's pre-established, so that's definitely different. And we need to meditate and save. Freaking werewolves, man. This build actually has some similarities to what I did in Cyberpunk, where you're kind of wimpy to start, but once you get rolling, you're really powerful. But yeah, I feel like my guess has been, and this is just intuition, I don't know anything, is that Witcher 4 will be a make your own character RPG where you get to make your own Witcher. I don't know if they'll let you make sorcerers too. Maybe. Can I go in over here too? Oh no, that's just okay. Can't remember if I saved. And yeah, and then it'll be sort of open world-ish and a lot more player directed. That's my guess. And I suspect it'll serve as a loose sequel to this. That's my guess. Oh, it doesn't do anything. Okay. What if I burn it? Nope. And I think that would be awesome. You know, like anything, it's down to the quality of the writing, but yeah, sign me up. I think that would be great. Okay. In the weird way swimming works here, we gotta turn around. Girl, would you frickin' dive into the water, please? Oh sure, just dolphin into the wall. Why don't you? I tell you, games in general, they have not figured out swimming. No matter what game you're talking about, the swimming is always weird. And, you know, I understand for designers, it's not an easy problem to solve, but it is kind of annoying when you want your character to do one thing and then they're just derping around because the movement's so wonky. It's the same thing in The Last of Us and any other game with swimming. Alright, let's not put ourselves behind the 8 ball here. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting. For Dragon Age 4, you know, another fantasy RPG, and for Mass Effect, my concern is the quality of BioWare's writers. I didn't play Anthem because I didn't care. It's not my kind of game. But in Andromeda, the writing was very subpar for them. And these games need good writing because, you know, the combat is not really what the story is about. You can't sell it on that. You can't be like Dark Souls and you'd be like, You know, there's a story if you read some notes, but it's mostly just you fighting for however many hours, you know. You can't lean on that. So, that's a concern. I feel like CDPR still has good quality writers. You know, not all their stories are great, of course. Some are not. But, generally speaking, very good, I think. And there's definitely some of that in Cyberpunk. I think the writing is still quite good. I don't think they've been infected with the culture war quite the same way that BioWare has.
Who are you?
Arthur, King of the Britons. Our dialogue's broken. God damn it. So we're gonna have a sound bug until I turn off my game, unfortunately. It's annoying.
Never heard of a druid circle in Velen.
Yeah, sorry about this. I don't know why this happens, but the only way to stop it is to actually close the game completely. And I think if I did that, I'd have to turn off the stream on PS4. I'm not 100% sure, but I think yeah, I would, because I'm streaming directly through it.
Must know the crowd is pretty
So,
well.
sorry about that. I just have no idea what the hell causes it. It's annoying. Yeah, one thing that I think is very comparable between this game and Cyberpunk is the quality of the sound. There are great songs in Cyberpunk, just like there's a great soundtrack here.
Why did they kill you?
Makes a difference, I think. Okay.
I was attacked.
I should have played around just to see if this was going to happen, but
Murderers?
yeah. Oh yeah. When I DM, I often use music from this game for it. It's fantastic. Okay.
You claim to be imprisoned. How so?
Which version of this did you do, by the way, Christian? Did you help this thing out, or did you not? I've done both. To me, I find like the choices in this game, they're interesting, but there's usually one that I like the result better of, so I tend to play it the same way. What I vary up when I play is sort of the order I do things in and that sort of thing. Yeah. Okay. I thought I asked that, but I'm not sure.
The Crones. What do you know about them?
Oh, by the way, when you played this before, I mentioned to you that I'd never seen the ending you got. Very shortly after that, I was watching another streamer play the game for the first time, and they got your ending as well. And they were not trying to be a dick. It was a woman who was playing, and she was just being like overly motherly, I think, in terms of like trying to make choices for people, and that's what got her into trouble. It's pretty funny.
Why do you think the kids from the meadow are in danger?
Everyone in her chat was like, "Yep, this is literally the worst ending you can get."
Where'd they
And
take
she looked so put out because that's not what she was going for. Now, what I used to get in this game all the time was the middle ending, because there's 3, right? And it was specific to one choice I kept making that puts you in that category, because there's 5 key choices with Siri that matter, and I had to look it up and yeah, and then I finally got the ending I wanted, but it was kind of funny.
I don't believe you, Spirit. Too many claim you're evil. Your words alone, not enough.
Yeah, well, that was so funny to me. You know, the motivation with her was completely the opposite of. Okay, so game. How about letting me pick something? No. Don't let me cast a spell. Why would I want to do that? Alright, so insectoid oil. Yeah, see, to me, because you were playing that way, the result you got made perfect sense. Of course, that's what you would get. But yeah, to see someone else who was like trying to be good essentially, and just like was overly controlling because they were just trying to mummy everyone was pretty hilarious. So what you really want for these morons is Yrden, but the game just doesn't want to let me cast it. I take so much damage from these stupid things. Alright, fire time. I haven't invested in melee combat at all, which is part of why I'm taking so much damage here. I have invested in Yrden though, so. Can I attack it? Not yet? Or can I? Let's find out. I cannot yet. Damn it, I wasted a bomb. That sucks. Why can't I attack it yet? No damage is happening. Oh, I can. Okay. Fucking hell. Off, you guys. Just let me go murder the lady. That's all I want. I don't think Puffball will affect them, but... Careful not to poison myself. Oh, one. Wow. I obviously don't focus enough to dodge parry correctly. Usually it's either 2 and then dodge, or 3 and then dodge. How many of these stupid things are there? Can I hurt this thing yet? I don't know if I can or I can't. It's not doing anything to it yet. I'm gonna throw a bomb at it anyway, why not? Oh, I can. There we go. Burned myself, but it was worth it. Well, that was sloppy to say the least, but I'll take it. Oops. 1 XP. Nice game. Really? That's all you want to give me? 1 XP? Oh, lots of crafting ingredients here, if nothing else. I'm guessing, Christian, that you mostly just did combat-focused stuff, right? You invested in your melee attacks? That seems like your style. I'll show you my build in a second. Let's collect everything here while we're here. I am using alchemy quite a bit, so... So here is the build. So, literally nothing here. Nothing at all. Some into Igni. It's just a useful spell. A lot of things that are vulnerable to fire. Magic Trap for Yrden. So good against specters and whatnot. This purely for dialogue. And this is the real stuff. Bombs. This is a bomb-focused build. I only have this to unlock the next set. And then over here I just have... I'm actually not using that currently. But again, bombs. So a little bit of magic to add some layers. And otherwise it is bombs ahoy all the time. And indeed, even on Deathmarch you can make that work. You're just pretty fragile to start. but I find it highly entertaining. I said this when I started streaming Deathmarch. I think the first somewhere like 10 to 12 levels, it feels really difficult, and then after that, you're just sort of more powerful than the game can handle for the most part. Yeah, I didn't know. When I played initially, I never used bombs or potions or anything like that, but they're super handy and you have to use them for this, so I use alchemy quite a bit. Well, the thing is, if you're going melee focused, because you don't need that stuff, there's a lot of things you just don't need to do, and that can either be good or bad. I've thought about going melee focused. I've just never done it. I kind of like going into the systems of it. If you remember, and you may not remember him, but Free Tree is the guy who was like, he played this game with an alchemy build, and I was like, what the hell? So it's like, oh, I gotta try that. Oh, I gotta talk to the alderman. I teleported the wrong place. Oops. Where's the damn thing? That's it there. There we go. And yeah, it's just fun. Like, to me, it's just really hilarious. Oh, he's there. Why is he there? It's just hilarious to, like, get a cluster of enemies and then just blow them all to bits. It cracks me up. Alright, I forgot that he came here afterwards. I got a little cutscene to do. Ooh, that might kill me. The fall damage in this game, like most games, is wonky as hell.
Medallion's humming. Place of power. It's gotta be.
Yeah, we already got it, Geralt.
Solved your problem. Just in case, though, avoid the Whispering Hillock for a while.
Cannot be. Where's something lurking there?
An evil spirit had possessed a tree on the hill. It was responsible for the killings.
How'd ye dispel this evil?
Doesn't matter.
Went up the hill, took care of the problem. The details are my concern.
Aye, truly said. I knows naught of such things anyway.
At least his
The
dialogue's not
or
broken.
Ladies of the Wood, as you call them, said to remind you about payment. Take it you know what they want?
Aye, I do. Give me the dagger.
So,
Be back soon.
if you're all if you are at all interested, this is a good channel, YouTube channel, for like Witcher stuff. If you're just sort of interested in little details and whatever else. He does other things too, but yeah, when it comes to Witcher stuff, that dude, he knows his stuff.
There's payment. Take it to the ladies, will you?
What the hell was that?
'Tis our pact. You're a stranger, you don't know life here. It's honest pay for their protection.
So, all those ears in the woods.
Put it out your mind, master. You soon be leaving and we must tarry on, our young'uns and their young'uns after 'em. No gods nor masters watch over Velen. The land is no man's. He who wants to survive must seek his own protectors.
Fair enough. Oh yeah. And since I'm plugging things, I'm sure you know this already, but the channel I post my shit on is this one. I'm slowly uploading this with timestamps, as I know most people don't have time to watch like 8 billion hours of Witcher 3. I'm including the death count too. Although most of the dying you do is early. I really wish I had a PS5 though, because the load screens would be so much better. Oh, their dialogue's broken.
In
It's too
real
bad.
life, you're different than you were.
It's
in
too
the
bad. I like their
tapestry.
voices. It's so weird that it's their dialogue and the spirits' dialogue that are broken. And the aldermans or the was fines. Yeah, I just don't know. The only way, like I said, to get rid of this is to have to close the stream and restart. I'd rather not do. You do miss some fun dialogue, though. Good. They're suitably creepy, too. I really like the aesthetic. And of course, how they decide to look later on in the game. It's interesting.
I know that mark. This is Anna, the wife of the Baron of Crow's Perch.
We helped her.
Oh,
She agreed to
kicked in.
serve.
The hell?
She bears the mark. She is ours.
Sound came back randomly. Oh. And then it went away. Yeah, from what I understand, this is pretty much a PS4 bug.
You looked different in the tapestry.
If you only knew how much time we spent in front of the glass.
I'm impressed. Polymorphism, a rare talent.
Definitely creepy, though. I really like the horror elements in the game.
To be woven
well done.
together with you.
Not what I came for. You used me to tame the Whispering Hillock. A lot of work.
I always thought this basic
Yes.
idea would make a great premise for a D&D game. I've never tried it, though. But yeah, it'd be a good one.
Whose spirit was trapped in the tree?
That of one who once cheated death.
There's actually more information, too, about this if you read some of the stuff in the that's left around in the world, which is kind of cool. Okay.
Our deal. I did my part, now you do yours.
You know, this broken dialogue happens to me pretty frequently, unfortunately.
Wasted affection. She proved a very naughty girl. Mischievous, stubborn, and selfish.
The young woman I seek never hurt anyone without cause. Why'd she attack you? Don't believe you. They say you always keep your word, so tell me everything, exactly as it happened.
I wonder if I can keep the stream going, close the game, and come back in. Maybe I can. Because, yeah, it's really annoying not to hear the dialogue. I bet I can. I'm going to try after this. But I need a point where I can save to do that. I should have after the Whispering Hillock, I just didn't really think of it. mean, at least there's the text. I don't think anyone watching this has never seen this before, but obviously has a little more oomph when the sound's there. Yeah, man. No, don't feel like you have to be in chat. There's I've had a couple of people just sort of pop in and listen. Although it's always hard to get people to come to your stream if there's no camera, and if the quality isn't that great. It's so weird to me. I can stream this at 1080p, but on Twitch it doesn't look great. But that seems to be a PS4 thing, because I can do it for my PC and it's fine. So I guess I could play this on PC, but I already started here, so I'm gonna stick with it for now. But yeah, your stream needs to look good, and people generally want a camera on screen. Not that that always works. I mean, millions of people are streaming, and not that many people are keen on watching playthroughs of old games, but it certainly doesn't help. I'm trying to find sort of the upper limit where I can stream it on this thing and it won't look like mud on Twitch. I think if you're watching it on your phone, it looks fine. It's only if you're watching it on something bigger that the crunching from Twitch starts to get noticeable. Alright, yeah, I think I have to run through all this nonsense before I can try to fix things. The sound is what I mean by things. Unless it'll let me save here. I kind of doubt it, though. Yeah, I'll have to run. Really what I want you to do is go forward. Siri. Fighting here is pointless. There we go. Spam dodge. Oh, her sound's fucked up too. It should be fairly soon. I do remember this is like one of the longest continuous cutscenes that you just can't. You have to like go through it. There's no real stopping. Which isn't terrible, except when your sound's fucked up. So I should go back to Geralt. Oh, no, maybe not. No, we're getting there.
You tried to kill her. Tried to butcher her like an animal and eat her.
Her blood. The taste brought back memories of our youth.
Pardon me. This is like the more accurate thing to say.
She escaped you, but I'll find her. We'll come back here together and kill you.
It's so funny when you get the ending that you got, Christian, the bad ending, how poorly all this works out. It's good though, because no, not good that it happened to you specifically. I just mean in terms of resonance, that this interaction can lead to that ending. It just means that the whole plot involving them is as meaningful as it's presented.
Handsome knight.
So we'll save, and then I'm going to try to shut it down, reboot it back up so that I can try to get the sound back. And hopefully the stream won't crash when I do that. I don't think it will, but we'll find out. Alright. will let me save at this point. Guess it will. Okay. So yeah, if for some reason the stream goes down, I shall return. But I think I'm going to be okay. Let's go back out. I can't see what I'm doing.